Hey everybody, welcome to Midlife DIY. Today we are at the Birds of Prey Foundation here in Coaldale, Alberta for a little chill zen tour and to meet some of the birds of prey that are here that have been rescued and rehabilitated. There we go. The American robin. This looks like the duck feeding pen. Look at the cute babies.
Look at that. That's so cool. Heavy?
Huh?
Are they heavy?
Not really. 3 pounds? 4 pounds? 2 pounds. A heavy 2 pounds.
After you pull, you don't usually pull stuff out here.
Yeah.
So you have to go heavy.
Oh, beautiful.
That's cool. Do they have names? Yeah.
This one's Blathers.
Blathers. Okay. How old?
I think he's like 7 years old.
So, well,
So are these the ones that you kind of raise from teeny tiny, so
Yeah.
they're used to all of this?
Yeah. These ones are all rescued and referenced because they're little babies.
What do you see over there? What's over there that's so concerning?
Those are fun games.
Oh yeah.
What they're looking at.
No wonder eyesight must be just incredible. Oh wow, he's getting tall.
Oh, there's a bird up there. Oh, it's raining out there.
Oh, are you concerning me?
Ravens and owls, they kind of have a feud between them.
Oh,
But the owls, they eat the ravens at nighttime.
okay.
And in the day, the ravens will tend to the owls.
Come to the owl. This is Gordon. Most of these owls are here because they have fledged out of the nest too early, or there's been human intervention, or parents have kicked them out and they haven't figured their way back into the world. It's a cooler day here. It's about 15 degrees out and windy, going to rain, so the owls are a little more settled in than they normally would be. Here's Cheddar hanging out. Hello, Cheddar. And Maple. There's a raven flying overhead, and they're all keeping an eye on it because depending on the bird, the ravens will either come after them or they just are a pain in the butt. They've got some noisy goose neighbors. This is Bowser. He was the only little guy to survive. Someone drove over his nest. He was brought here and nursed back to health, and he's a year old. This is a burrowing owl here, closer in. The one further back is a kestrel. There's the little burrowing owl. They're flying around trying to chase the little weed puffs that are there. What is Willow's story?
Her story is pretty similar to most of our great horns that we work with. She was knocked out of her nest as a baby by strong winds like this.
Oh, okay.
And she was so young that we had to hand feed her, which meant that she didn't really get any of her natural hunting instinct, so that's why she stays here with us.
Gotcha.
If she had been old enough to be eating on her own, we would have been able to release her at this age. But sadly, she does associate humans with food over food.
Oh, okay. How old is she?
She's about 4 right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, she sees something interesting over there.
We have there's some birds living in the bird box.
This is a little burrowing owl habitat. I don't know who's looking at who more. It's very peaceful here. Turtle Cove. I think this is the perfect day to come out here. We're not melting. The wind is a little bit strong, but not bad for Alberta. Oh, there's the big guy right there, trying to pull a stick into his enclosure. So all of the birds here, including this raven, are here because they've been injured in the wild and they needed to be nursed back to life. Because of their injuries, they've become imprinted to people and are unable to be released back into the wild. The Birds of Prey Foundation releases over 150 birds back into the wild that have been nursed back to health every year. Snoozing in the back there, we have the peregrine falcon. Very rare on the prairies, more commonly found on the Arctic, almost became extinct in the 60s from the use of DDT, known for their ability to pursue prey at very high speeds. Somewhere in here is the barred owl. Oh, there he is. Right up in the back. I don't know if you can see him very well. He's staring right at us. They live in the forest of western and northern Alberta. They nest in tree cavities. Their vocalization or hoot sounds like, "Who cooks for you?" Having a little siesta back there. I can't say enough how beautifully peaceful and tranquil this is. And I'm grateful these birds have a quiet, calm place to recover. This is the sharp-skinned hawk. Very small hawk, identified by short, broad wings and a long banded tail, more commonly found in the areas with dense forests such as northern Alberta, a skilled hunter of other small birds. More frequently observed on the prairies during fall and spring migration. There's this beautiful pond over here. The Ferruginous hawk is up here talking to us. Identified by their rusty red feathers, large yellow gape mouth, and feathered legs down to their toes. Prefers to nest in grassland areas, often at the top of a solitary tree or cliffside ledge on the Prairie River. Oh, he's showing off for us. What a beautiful bird. Largest of North American hawk species. Primary food source is the Richardson ground squirrel. Hello there, fella. We'll have a peek at who's the neighbor. Oh, two neighbors. Swainson's hawk. Easily identified by their dark head and chest, like they're wearing a hood. The most common species of hawk, often seen perched on fence posts and highway streetlights. In recent years, this species has started to nest in cities and towns. Feeds mostly on ground squirrels and mice. Here we have a snoozing screech owl. Screech owl pairs usually are monogamous and remain together for life. More common in the wooded areas of eastern North America and rarely seen in Alberta. Preys upon large insects and small rodents. Prefers to nest in natural tree hollows, but will use nest boxes. He is fast asleep. Oh, there's a few inquiring neighbors wondering if we bought the goose food. Sorry, fellas. I didn't get it yet. We'll get you some. We'll get you some. This is the turkey vulture. Not a very handsome bird with its red featherless head. While rare in this part of the prairies, they are growing in numbers. They locate food with their keen sense of smell. He's hiding behind the post. Who's his neighbor? Oh, the snowy owl. What a beautiful bird. Easily identified by their predominantly white feathers, the males have significantly less dark spotting than the females. During the summer, this species nests on the flat open Arctic tundra. This species is only seen in Alberta, in southern Alberta during the winter when it migrates south. Their feet are covered with feathers like fluffy slippers. Provides insulation from the cold Arctic climate. Such a pretty bird. Such a pretty bird. Who do we have in here? Oh, up top is the great gray owl. Let's see. There we go. Very small body concealed by a thick coat of feathers, the world's largest species of owl by length. In Alberta, it can be found in the forests of the foothills and mountains, often referred to as the ghost of the forest. Some cute little baby Canada goslings hanging out. Mama's keeping an eye on us. Hard to believe this little piece of paradise is out in the middle of the Alberta prairies.
Unfortunately, these guys are endangered because of their favorite food. Do you guys have any guesses what their favorite food would be? Worms? They definitely would eat a worm. It's pretty close, but their favorite food is a lot hoppier than a worm is. Grasshoppers, yeah. That's right. Good job, everyone.
Gonna look the other
These
way.
guys love a nice grasshopper snack.
He's busy.
Unfortunately, grasshoppers do have a tendency of eating our food as well, so quite a few of them. Here we have our next guest for you. Her name is Louise. Does anybody know what type of owl Louise is? Barn, that's right. Louise is a barn owl. So as you guys can see, she looks pretty different than most of our other owls here. And that's because she's actually from a slightly different species or family of owl. So she is an owl, but from a different type of family than most other owls are. Ooh, very nice dress shoes. We're showing off for you guys. So she has one ear that is up high and in the front, and another ear that is down low and in the back, which gives her a full range of hearing. And then the shape of her face, the direct sound back towards her ears. And she can actually even open up that line of feathers down her nose. Oh, hey Lou. She can open that up to really direct sound to where she wants it to go. And owls are stealth hunters, so she wouldn't fly around looking for her food. She would sit at home in her barn And she would listen really, really carefully, and she wouldn't bother flying until she heard a mouse running directly underneath her.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Birds of prey are what we call energy efficient, so that's kind of a fancy way of calling her lazy. There she goes. So she wants to fly as little as possible. The reason she's flapping right now is because she sees her box over there, and she really wants to take a nap in that box. Louise is a nocturnal owl. The reason she was stretching her wings there when I first brought her out is because she was waking up from a nap she was just taking. And she is used to being awake during the day because she was rescued when she was very young. And she was used to us feeding her when we're awake, but she still loves going into the box there and taking a nice nap. If you listen carefully, she is chittering at me to tell me how annoyed she is that I took her out in the first place.
I do.
We will notice when she is flapping on my arm like that, you can't hear her wings flap at all. That is part of her stealth hunting. She has very, very soft feathers that are serrated along the edge, which allows her to pass through the air very softly, very quietly. Whereas if she were a falcon or an eagle on my hand, you would definitely hear her wings flap because they are speed hunters. They don't have nearly as soft of feathers as Louise. Right. Alright, she is definitely eager to get back, but I'll just show off one last cool feature on her first. You'll notice she has a lot of nice spots on her chest there. All barn owls start out with those spots, but when they get to be around 1 or 2 years old or reach maturity, about half the barn owls will actually lose those spots in favor of a mostly or completely white chest. Do you guys have any idea what determines why some barn owls have spots and some do not? Exactly, male or female. So Louise is a female, and she's going to have more spots on her to help her camouflage better. And similarly, female birds of prey are going to be a little bit bigger and a little bit feistier than the males, because they're the ones who take care of the nest. So she is a pretty sweet owl, but you can see she is a bit feisty when she wants her nap. Yeah, there she goes. And she is a female from her spots. Alright, do you guys have any questions about Louise before we pull up the next bird for you?
She can go for now.
Okay, for sure. We'll put her back here. Alright, everybody, this is our next guest here, and her name is Willow. Does anybody know what type of owl Willow is? That's right, good job. She is a great horned owl. There's also a few other cool features about her eyes going on. So her eyes are actually cone-shaped, so they're not round balls like ours that go back into her head and take up most of the room in her skull. And as such, they are fixed in place. There's not enough room for her to roll her eyes around in her head. Oh, and she spotted something over there very intensely. I think she wants to snack on a songbird. But that is actually why owl heads are so mobile, is because they need to be able to turn their heads all about in order to actually see what's going on around them if they can't move their eyes. And they're able to do this because they actually have a very long neck with a double vertebrae. So we have about 7 bones in our neck, but Willow has about 14 bones in hers. She has also a really nice demonstration of her horn feathers going on. So, yeah. Someone distracted her, lost her focus.
They also have manual control over their pupil sizes. So if she wants to zoom in, they'll get really nice and small, and if she wants to look something close, they'll get nice and big.
Yeah, it's like a camera lens that way. Abby was talking about how these guys don't take very good care of their nests. That is how Willow came to join us here. She fell out of her nest when she was a really young baby due to winds like we're getting today. And we actually get quite a lot of young gray horns in around this time of year. And if she was old enough, we would have been able to just put her in her own space, give her her own food, and release her the next year when she had all her flight feathers in. But Willow was so young when she came in that she was required to be hand-fed. And that's actually why Willow is staying here with us, is because she doesn't know how to get her own food. So she is locked in on a bird over there. She doesn't actually really know how to hunt that guy for herself, She is used to us giving her her chicken dinner every night. So while her favorite food is a skunk, she will eat pretty much any meat she can get her claws into, her talons into. And all our food comes from meat donations, which is usually chicken, and they definitely do not mind chicken. They love a nice chicken snack. But special treats are when wild game hunters bring in their scraps, or when Fish and Wildlife confiscates something that people were not supposed to be fishing or hunting. And especially the eagles look really nice those days.
And what do you guys think Willow weighs?
2 pounds.
6 pounds? Pretty close. She weighs about 3. She's actually on the heavier side for an owl as well. The females are usually heavier in the birds of prey realm. But yeah, great horned owls actually usually weigh about 2 to 4 pounds. So quite light. It's mostly feather.
We do trim their talons because in the wild when they're hunting they would naturally wear their talons down just like your cat or dog would if they were wild. But here of course they don't have to do any work, so we do have to trim them for them. If you notice, she does have very long talons on her and her beak is pretty sharp. Do you guys think her talons or her beak is the most dangerous part of her? Her beak? It is her talons, it's her feet. So Willow has a really strong grip. That's how she's able to get her nice skunk snacks, is she needs to have really strong feet for that. And she actually has 500 psi in her feet.
So stronger than an eagle's talons.
And if she wanted to, she could break my hand just by squeezing. But luckily for me, she hasn't been working out lately. So I'm pretty safe to be holding her right now. Yeah. Now you may notice if you look at Willow's back there, she has a lot of nice sort of orange-red undertones to her. And that helps her camouflage pretty well with the trees in this area. For instance, if you look at that tree, you'll notice it has some orange undertones just like her feathers. And also helps her camouflage with long, dry grass. So that's how we know Willow is a pretty local bird. She did come from the sort of Lethbridge, Coaldale region. But we do have some great horns that come from much farther away, and you can tell by the different coloring they have. So if you guys have gone into her hawk walk and seen Pancake, you'll notice she has only gray feathers and white. She has none of that color of full undertone. And that's how we know she's from the mountains, because she would use that to camouflage with like the rocks and the gray bark trees. And there actually are some great horns out there that have white coloring as well. They almost look like a snowy owl because they are from up north.
And to finish our visit, there's a couple wild owls off in the trees here over the wetland habitat. Mum is the higher one, if you can see her, and the lower one is the baby. So that's going to do it for our visit to the Birds of Prey Foundation here in Coaldale, Alberta. Thanks so much for watching. Have you been here? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.